We all have bad days, but it's how you handle those bad days that matters. Katie from Life in the Mundane hosted a workshop on the Made to Homeschool community, sharing how she handles bad days or even bad seasons in their homeschool. And in this clip, she shares a specific idea or tool that I think can really benefit almost every homeschool mom.
Usually, bad days can be divided into isolated situations, symptoms of bigger problems, or seasons of hard days. And we're going to break each of those down and just some really practical solutions that you can use in those categories, okay? So the first is isolated situations. Those could be sickness. Those could be just days when you're feeling off, mental health days, days when you're overly tired or your kids are overly tired. Maybe it's a special event. Maybe it's a field trip. So it's not a bad day in context of you get to go on this fun field trip, but it's not going to be a great textbook learning day. Maybe you have company coming in town or a special event. These are those isolated situations. They're completely, they just happen. It's life, right? And so with that, I actually created something called a bad day box. It sounds, I think, complex in nature, but it's actually really, really simple. It's essentially substitute lesson plans for your homeschool. And it's just thinking through, when you're in a good space, what are some easy educational activities that you can insert into your school day if you need to make your life a little bit easier. So I actually created these 2 free printables, and I'll have a link at the end of the slides for you guys to be able to check these out yourself. But I have this bad day box guide, and it's got several pages in it. It's got podcasts for kids. It's got educational YouTube channels. It's got different movement exercises, things that you can do. And it's got some worksheet pages that you can fill in yourself depending on your geographical area or your specific situation. And I also have in that box some Bible verse cards that are just encouragement for those moms who are struggling. And I find having that in my box, along with a little chocolate for myself, not for the kids, don't add sugar to bad days, but for myself, is really nice. I also have a list of these things in here. I have some Usborne books. I have Play-Doh. I have audiobooks. I have some of our educational DVDs before we went to streaming for everything. And I just like to keep these things all together and access what I need when I need it. I don't pull out all of this at any one given point, but I kind of have different tools in my toolbox, so to speak, for those bad days. And just having that plan and thinking through those things really helps. Now, know yourself. I want to say this really fast before moving on. Know yourself. If you are a mom who on a good day, a craft makes you cringe and just like gives you anxiety, don't put it in your bad day box, because if you don't have the patience for it on a good day, you are definitely not going to have patience for it on a bad day. So adjust as necessary. There are 0 crafts in my box whatsoever because I can't handle it. So think through, at my bare minimum, what could I handle? Also, I really recommend putting a list of your whys, why you homeschool. Tape it visibly somewhere where you can see it. So on those bad days, you can kind of revisit that and remind yourself, okay, this is an isolated situation. We're going to move on and move forward from here. A couple questions I get about this before I move into the other 2 types is, how do I use this box? Do I just hand the box to my kids? No, this is my toolbox. So I will utilize this sometimes for the whole day. So maybe if I'm sick, I'm like, hey, we're just going to do podcasts and YouTube videos. We're just going to have fun. And I'm not going to worry about our regular textbooks. Other days, I might substitute something. So maybe one particular subject is really not going well. And I'm going to just set aside the reading curriculum and I'm just going to pull out a reading game out of my box. And we're going to do that instead. So it's very much flexible to how you want to use it in that situation. I also get asked, do I call it a bad day box? No. My kids are very smart, and so are your kids. And if you start calling it a bad day box and they start recognizing that if bad days happen, you're going to pull out a box of fun stuff and, skip the rest of the curriculum, you're going to start having a lot more bad days. So don't call it that in front of your kids. They don't even know it's a thing. It's literally just something that's in my closet that I just kind of go to and pull things out of. How often do you use it? Totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. However, if you are using it very regularly and you find yourself going to this once a week or even several times a month, depending on the situation, you may want to consider Are you having an isolated day, bad day, or are you having our second category, which is bad days that are symptoms of bigger problems?
To see how Katie identifies the bigger problems of bad days, or even how she handles bad seasons, you're going to want to join the Made to Homeschool Premium membership, where you can see the rest of this workshop along with all of our other workshops in our library and participate in live workshops and ask questions yourself. You can click here to see more clips from our workshops. Go down to the description box to find the link to our premium membership, but make sure to subscribe before you leave so that you are notified when we have more to share with you.